what was said after the fight? Because there was a lot said before, and I know that it's gamemanship, and I know that there's no friends, but what was said after the fight?
I mean, it was no friends because we was fighting. But now that we're not fighting, I love Jamel Henry. He's definitely my friend. I don't got no problem with Jamel. Hey, to his wife, I'm sorry. I don't want no trouble with you. She's tough.
Talking about exposed flaws and weaknesses with Shakur Stevenson will be a bit of a stretch. The kid has been in 16 pro fights and has only lost 3 rounds total on all the judges' scorecards combined. So whatever we say is a flaw is nitpicking at best. But as Shakur walked down Toka Khan Clary, his last and only southpaw opponent as a pro, Clary had some success with overhands as Stevenson's positioning on the inside with his version of the Philly shell left an opening. If it turns out to be this type of a fight with close quarter action, Jamel will need to be assertive and take what Shakur gives him for free.
I like the body shots inside from Herring. Got to hit something.
There's a short.
Overshooting. What did Stevenson do? The smartest thing. He stepped in, makes adjustments.
Yes.
You know, that's when you're a top fighter. That's when you're one of the best guys.
With Jamel Herring, it's a bit of a different story. With 2 losses on his record, we're bound to see more observable flaws and weaknesses. And it just so happens that the 2 losses on his record both come from matches against contender-level southpaws, which of course raises red flags with his upcoming fight with Stevenson. What I think is giving Herring the most trouble against southpaws is his insistence on circling to the right. Fundamentally, you want to move away from the dominant hand, which in a southpaw versus southpaw closed stance fight is to your left. High-level fighters break from fundamentals all the time with the awareness of why you want to circle away from a backhand of an opponent, but they just do it with distance or they're on the ready to defend. Well, Jamel just seems to have those mental lapses.
Landing. Good accuracy from Shakur.
You know, they're a spectacle in the sport. They're nice to have.
Stevenson is tougher, rougher, and better in.
Jamel has displayed the tendency to either lower his guard to the point it isn't protecting or not bring his hands back home after a strike in combination with lacking head movement. Herring can fight with a low lead hand from the outside and a long guard from the outside and at range, but he defaults to a high guard on strikes to his head. The problem is, it isn't normally an active high guard, and again he tends to lack head movement with it. A high guard alone has many openings, and to an accurate fighter that knows how to place their shots, you might as well keep your hands down and save the energy.
Stevenson doing a good job. You see the hands of Rosales right there. Stevenson coming straight down the middle. Yeah, but see the ring IQ right here? Okay, you want to put the high guard up? Okay, I'm going to come straight down the middle. I'm going to come around the guard. I'm going to hit you everywhere, anywhere I can. To the body, changing levels. But that right there, when you see a guy with a high guard, you can come around it or come up the middle.
Cut is worsening, and another left hand comes in. And look at these head. 12 of 32 on power punches.
Yeah, exactly.
Not just the best, I mean the biggest, but the best.
Yes.
The most accomplished.
This came in here, this fight with a made-up mind. He just hurt.
Finding those levels too.
And maybe at some point start looking for a way out, or maybe get caught by.
And new WBO Junior Lightweight Champion of the World, Shakur Stevenson!
Sure. Bob has said that he wants to make Navarrete against Valdez. He has publicly said that. If for some reason that fight happens next and you don't get the fight with Valdez, I know that's what you want, but what other fight at 130 would interest you if not Valdez?
There is no other fight. I feel like that's the main thing to do. I feel like Navarrete is a 126-pounder. He really got the 126-pound belt. I've been calling for Valdez. I don't feel like Bob is protecting Valdez if he go do that, so I doubt he'll do that.
Unfortunately, some networks don't allow their footage to be reused for analysis on YouTube, so it gets blocked. So everything that they block, I put on Patreon along with all my other content. Become a patron and don't miss a thing from Boxing Gems.